Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim coming to you from downtown Sarasota, approaching the Ringling Bridge that goes over to Longboat Key and Lido Key. I've already seen on the map that the road is closed. I'm going to drive by and see what it looks like, what it says. This is the area that goes over to St. Armand Circle that was, I guess, completely flooded. This is actually the road you go across the bridge. I see traffic going that way. Let's find out. But it goes across the bridge. Let's keep going. This was obviously had water on the roadway. This is the Sarasota Bay where water breached the banks there due to the storm surge. So let's go across this Ringling Bridge here and see how much water is still standing. Multi-million dollar homes are on this barrier island. This is the land of the rich and famous. Longboat Key and Lido. I am seeing traffic coming from a far distance, going both ways. So we will continue. This is going to the beach at Lido Beach. Bird Key. Wonder how much water they got in there. It's a very exclusive neighborhood right over here. Well, all these houses over here. Nothing on the sign anymore saying about road closed or underwater or anything like that. The bay is looking relatively normal. The water levels. The bridge here appears to be undamaged. I understand the bridge that goes over to Anna Marie Island had some damage or was closed, but maybe it's open now. I'm not sure. You can see some standing water here. This is obviously getting very, very close to the shoreline. And this was no doubt underwater. So we're approaching St. Armand Circle now, and on the right hand side will be the Colombian restaurant that is, I read a story that it was closed permanently. And I see some furniture. We're going to go around the circle that people have removed from the stores. And so here's the Columbia restaurant and the damage right there. You can see all the furnishing is out on the sidewalk. Looks like Venezia restaurant, the Italian restaurant. I wonder how they're faring. This is the center of St. Armand Circle. It's completely wet in there, but the water has receded. Here's some other stores. What we'll do is we'll go right down here and see what they're doing. It looks like a lot of people have got U-Haul trucks and they're moving their products out. This area, no doubt, was seriously flooded. The ocean is a quarter of a mile up there, maybe 1,000 feet. A lot of stuff out here outside this store, some boxes and things. We'll go ahead and before we come back around the other side of the circle, we'll go ahead and I see there's some boats over here that came off the boat lift. There's one right there that must have floated off. This is the area where I saw, I think on the news, yeah, the beach road is closed for sure. I saw where pontoon boats and other things were floated up on the shore. So the beach road is closed, and now we're heading back over to St. Armand Circle. Here is where the pontoon boat and other things were up on the street here. That one is off its boat lift still, right there. Turned sideways. Doesn't appear to be damaged, but it floated off. This one here floated off and is in the backyard of this house. It came off the boat lift, as you can see. So that was pretty high water to float it off. So sounds like they're draining and pumping over here, doing something there. More yellow tape around the stores. U-Hauls. This is about the 5th U-Haul I've seen where people are just taking their products and their things right out. So as we continue on up around the circle, this is very sad and awful, because this was a place that was poised to do tons of business in the next month as season begins. Here in South Florida, the Northerners return. I've never seen those kinds of things on the walls. The Ben and Jerry's right here is, everything is open, but they're just cleaning up a mess. You can see a lot of water right here. Again, this is the middle of the circle at St. Armand's, where shows and car shows and different things are hosted throughout the year. Here's the Crab and Fin, a high dollar restaurant. You can see all the stuff on the road there at this real estate office, and just stuff they're just throwing out at the Crab and Fin. St. Armand's is in a sad situation. Probably the same would go for Siesta Key in the downtown area of Siesta Key. Alvin's Island here, that took forever to rebuild and now is open, of course, is probably suffered a lot of damage. Somebody from the fire department there going in. Lots of flooding. Yeah. Furniture everywhere, sitting outside. Very sad situation. So while Sarasota did not take a direct hit from the hurricane, the storm surge was enough to really damage and put a lot of businesses in the Sarasota and Manatee County coastal areas right out of business, and have destroyed a lot of the property and their product. Most everything on the other side of the bridge inland, where the water couldn't reach or didn't rise to, appears to be in very good shape, with very little flooding and wind damage, as there wasn't as much rain that fell out of this like there was with Debbie a month ago. So those inland that had water up to their top of their mailboxes, I don't know how that particular neighborhood fared, but pretty much everybody on the other side of the bay here appears to be in pretty good shape. But that storm surge really did and really does have an effect. When you hear about storm surge 5, 7 feet, 15, 20 feet, as was forecasted in Tampa and more northern areas of Florida, along all of the luxury coastline that we have. Of course, every inch of coastline on the state of Florida is purchased and built by wealthy, the stores, big homes, big stores, resorts, and that kind of thing. And so, unfortunately, everything north of Sarasota can only imagine. So, it appears that the water levels in Bird Key here, I don't see too much in the way of any furnishings or things like that out on the sidewalk. So we're already before we even cross the bridge. But then again, Marina Jack's over here where the marina is. The water, of course, had to come up, but this is the bay and it's sheltered by a barrier island behind me. But the water did rise high. We'll take a ride over to Marina Jack's here and see if we can see anything about any boats that might have come up high and floated onto the ground or whatever. We'll get over there and take a look at it. There's a sailboat over here that is up on the land, but that sailboat has been on the land before. A few years ago, I remember it being on there. It stays moored just in the water, just off of where you're looking at it. It stays right out there, and now it's back up on the land again. So with the wind, it's a self-anchored boat, meaning it's not on a mooring ball where he pays or she pays, that is really anchored well. That's just someone that just keeps their boat in the water with their own anchor, and apparently it broke loose and washed ashore. So now we are going to make a right, and Marina Jack's is right here. That's the marina right over there with $1 million yachts and everything. We'll take a look and see what we can find. These electric scooter things are everywhere. You just use your credit card, I suppose, and jump on one. So we can see the water was definitely above, and a lot of stuff has washed over. It's amazing that I still see boats on their boat lifts. I don't know what this wash and this debris is about, because if it came up that high, these boats on these boat lifts would be, unless people took measures and got them out of here or did something. I see a big mess up here. There's the fishing boat. Looks okay. Big mess here. Marina Jack's. Oh yeah. The water, no doubt, came up pretty high. Let's take a look in here and see what happened in the marina. This is where the Never Surrender statue is, right down here. Here is the Never Surrender statue. They moved from the intersection that was back over where you get ready to go over the Ringling Bridge, and it sits here now, undamaged. Here's a lot of debris that's floated up and been piled up over here. And looking over at the marina All the boats seem to be floating and in the water and on their boat lifts, as they should. This is Bayfront Park over there. This is downtown Sarasota here, the high rises, pretty much all residents. This is the circle around Bayfront Park, and that's the little cruise boat you can go on for sightseeing. They show you dolphins and the millionaire homes and stuff like that. Looks like a lot of yellow tape, and Bayfront Park is closed. And there's a sailboat over there that's up on the beach. So there's another craft on the beach over there. These are a lot of boats that are out there that were on mooring balls. Don't appear to be out there right now. And again, this is just off the water right here on Bayfront Drive, 41 Tamiami Trail. And you can see quite a bit of debris. And as you move just a little bit inland away from where the storm surge could reach, looks in pretty good shape. We'll drive down downtown area right over here. I'll pause it and we'll be right back. All right, so Marina Jack sits right over here on the other side of Bayfront Drive here, or Tamiami Trail 41. And the downtown area of Sarasota is absolutely walking distance from Marina Jack's. And if you just turn right here, you actually begin just up the street there, the downtown district. So let's take a look and see if the water rose or got any damage even to here. So as we approach the downtown district, looks like businesses are open and operating as usual with no damage whatsoever, no debris. And as soon as we go through this little roundabout is actually where we begin the downtown strip with restaurants, bars, shops, and the like. All right, so people sitting outside here enjoying a glass of wine and doing their thing. This bar right here, Joe's on Main, is operating. All the stores are packed. There's parking spaces are taken. People are walking the sidewalks. Traffic as usual. This is a main place right here, Madison's, and it's open for business right there. And the downtown area isn't very long. It ends up here, pretty much. It continues, but this is kind of the main drag. As you can see, they're doing pretty well today on Saturday. All the stores are open. So all the damage is confined to storm surge areas on the coast, right on the water. Unfortunately, that's what happens with these hurricanes. Storm surge. This is orange, and we're into the more of the business district of downtown Sarasota now, coming up here to Washington, Tamiami Trail 41, a connector. As you can see, the businesses don't do all that well on this end. It's kind of the forgotten end, really, in comparison to the main strip down there where Madison's is and all that. Looks like a newer building. I don't even recall that building. I haven't been down here in a long time. There's the big Wells Fargo building. And famous Osprey Avenue. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up. Our prayers and thoughts go to all those businesses and folks that have lost property, and hopefully no loss of life. But definitely our hearts and prayers go out to them. It's very unfortunate, and we are very thankful, though, that the damage was limited and not a complete strike here in Sarasota. Unfortunately, it did strike somewhere up in the Appalachia Bay and the Big Bend of Florida. And of course, our hearts and prayers go out to them too. Thanks very much for viewing, everybody. See you on the next one.